Hey, I'm Trevor, and I love programming. I wanted to share my love with everyone, so I created this channel. So let's get into the lesson. Alright, welcome back everyone. Before we get started today, I wanted to show you guys, I know most of y'all's Visual Studio probably isn't on your screen or on your taskbar like mine is. So what you need to do is search Visual Studio and right click it and just pin to taskbar. Mine says unpinned because I've already pinned it, and that will put it on your taskbar so it's much easier to find. And let's go ahead and open it and create a new one. We're going to go over integers today. So let's go ahead and create a new project. Console app.NET Core C#, and let's call it integers. Yours probably will have a different location. I will show you how to set up a default location for your projects. But let's go ahead and find it and put it in your projects folder or the area that you chose to store it in. Let's hit create. All right, now once this loads, we need to go to tools and then options. So that way we can set our locations defaults. So we need to scroll down until you see projects and solutions, open it up and hit locations. This is where you need to hit the three little dots and then find your projects folder. And then you just hit select folder and it will make it right there. So that way every time you create a project, it will default to that, so you don't have to worry about creating going through and just selecting the folder every time. So integers. Probably wondering what an integer is or what it consists of, but essentially an integer is a data type variable. A variable is used to store information into your program. First, you initiate it by giving it a by using the keywords int. I'll go ahead and put that int, and then you want to give it a meaningful name. And this is because whenever you're gonna have a ton of variables within your program, and the more that you're able to give it meaningful names, you'll be a lot less confused when looking at it, and it's just an all-around better habit to just have. So let's just, since we're not going too deep today, we can just do first integer. And you can do this and just leave it blank. That just means it's got no initial value. But for our purpose, let's go ahead and set it equal to 5. So we've initialized an integer named first integer and set it equal to 5. Now you're going to get this green squiggly line. This is just a Visual Studio's way of telling you that it's initialized, but it's not used in your program. See, so the variable first integer is assigned, but its value is never used. So that's fine. So let's go ahead and create another one. Let's call it second integer. And let's set it equal to 2. Now, if you remembered last lesson, we went a little bit over the console.write line. What it did is just we tell it what to write to the console. If you remember, I'm going to go ahead and show you, instead of typing out console.write line every time, you just type CW and hit tab twice on your keyboard and it will write it for you. So it's a very handy trick to just get by without having to type it as much, because you're usually typing it a lot either way, and it helps to not have to type it all the time. So last time we seen that we had to put it in parentheses, and it wrote what we told it to in parentheses. But if you hit run, it's just going to print out the word first integer. Now the reason it didn't print out our variable name is because you do not use parentheses around a variable that you want to print. So if you just do first integer, just console.write line, your variable name, and hit run, it will print out your first integer and its value. or the first integer's value, sorry. And then another cool thing about Visual Studio is that you can do all kinds of math and it will do it for you. Now, if you look up here, these aren't grayed out anymore. There's no lines, green lines, or anything because we're using them in our program by calling them and performing an action between them. So if you did first integer plus second integer, we should get the answer 7. And when you run it, you get 7. And you can do all kinds of math. You can do plus, minus. Here, so let's just do plus. Another way to copy a line faster is hold down shift and home button, and it will copy the whole line. But I am on a smaller keyboard, so I don't have that option, but that's just, if you hold shift and home, it will select the whole line. It goes to, and it select everything from your marker. So if you put it here and you hit home, it will select everything from here to the end of the line. But I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it. And we're gonna paste it 4 times. Let's do plus, minus, division. Let's do multiplication first. Then division. Oh. Alright. As you're looking at this, you're probably wondering, 5 divided by 2, that's not 2, it's 2.5. And you would be correct, but integers only deal with whole numbers. So when it comes to if it's in between a number or like the result is a decimal, it's always going to round down no matter what number it is. It could be 2.9 is the answer, but it's still going to round down. So let's see. So like let's do 10 and 3. And let's run it again. See, it's still going to be 3. Even though 3.6 is technically closer to 4, it's still going to round down. So that's just a quick overview of integers. Thank you. If you found this video useful, like it, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.